Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale. Today we're going to do a deep dive breakdown into Ren's Sick Boy. So I had a little poll going over on some Ren related Facebook groups, the Ren Actions and the Renegade Rabbit Hole to be specific, and the overwhelming support to do a vocal stem breakdown for a Ren song was picked to be Sick Boy. So we're going to get into that. But before we start into it, as indicated, I hope, by my shirt, I am definitely a fan of and familiar of the Sick Boy album and Ren's music in general. Got a cassette, hot green, nuclear green, whatever they call it. We have it on another version of the cassette, CD, and 2 or 3 versions of vinyl. Big Red fans in this house, so needless to say, right up front, full disclosure, I have absolutely know this song. I have heard it many, many times. Watched the video many times as well. So this time is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to do a reaction to it first, oh my god, listen, because I've heard it. But I will do the stem breakdown, a deep analysis where I have separated all the tracks into the individual stems. But we're primarily just going to focus on Ren's vocals more than anything. We might play around with a little bit with some of the beats, but there's not too much to it in what I'm breaking down here. This isn't going to be a dive into how he made the song, so much as what components make up the song and what does Ren sound like on his own. And before people get too into it, just wanted to say this is all done out of love and respect. It's not our intention to change anything, manipulate or edit anything. We're not trying to present Ren in any other light other than a positive one to show off him and his voice and his sounds and his beats and things that he does to build a song. And we're a big fan of Ren's music and this song in general, and I was pretty stoked when it won. Not going to lie, I was hoping that this would be one of the winners, and it wound up winning. So without wasting too much time, we're just going to get right into it, shall we? So we're going to switch on over to here. So what you all are looking at, in case you haven't seen this kind of a thing from me before, hint hint, I do have a lot more videos of this type with other artists. There's links down below, there's playlists and so on for them. You can find them there, and I hope you explore it all. But we're going to talk about Ren in this case. So what I've got here, this program I've used to separate the stems, the individual instruments. Now in this case for Ren, it's going to be broken into the vocals, the beat, the drums, and then there's a couple other tracks which make up all the extra instrumentation. We're not going to play with them too much. We might listen to them on their own here or there. But like I said, this particular video, we're not going to be breaking down the instruments, the synths and things like that he used. Although I would love to get more into that. I think that would involve a little bit of assistance from Ren's team. Hint, hint, guys, looking at you. To maybe have access to some actual individual stems or some insight into the programs that he may have directly used beyond Logic. But like I said, this is more just kind of playing around, looking at the audio, listening to it on its own, just for an appreciation perspective. So let's get right into it. The video is on screen here. We've got the audio here. We have separated it all into the vocals, the drums, and the other, we're just going to call it. And so from there, we'll hit play, we'll listen to the song for a little bit, and then we're going to do the usual stop-start because YouTube makes us do that kind of a thing, but when we do so, we're going to kind of focus on Ren and his performance while we go. So let's get right into the song.
Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're going to do a real quick stop there now that we've got a bit of the intro in front of us, just to kind of let you understand how this all works. Now, what we see on screen here, this is the waveforms, this is the sound, in this case the vocals. I don't have the ability to separate Ren from the doctor, we'll call her in this case, the therapist. It is vocals on their own. The program that I use cannot separate every individual facet of it all. So I won't be able to break the drums and the beats into the individual pieces. All the synths are going to be more or less put together into one thing, and Ren and any other narration and voices and sounds have been lumped together into a vocal setup. So that's how that'll be. That's the limitation that we have at this time. Like I say though, if I can have access to stems to do a proper remix type of a thing, we could get deeper and deeper under the hood, but for now this is where we're going to have to sit. And since, like I say, we're not going to spend too much time talking about the other instrumentation that he's built to make the song. There's a lot of controversy over, having used paid for samples and then getting into all kinds of legal trouble. Of course, we know the whole Cujo breakdown, beatdown situation. And if you don't, highly recommend going to Ren's page, watching those videos. He does an amazing job of getting into what really went down, and the truth should come from him, not from me. So I'm not going to get into that situation too much. But what I will do is very quickly here, we are just going to give a quick little listen to the others, some of those synth sounds, so you can hear them on their own before we switch back and just kind of focus on Ren, because of course, that's why we're here. So you can kind of hear, and that sound would have been repeated. That very likely, when he made this song, that would have been a loop. A recorded section of music or samples that were put together that were then just chopped and then just dropped back in when he wants it. So that's what that sounded like. We're just going to take that out of there again. We're going to back up and let Ren talk on his own.
Hi, Ren. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
We're going to stop real quick there. We'll stop. We're going to flip over. We're going to go back. We'll hear a little bit of the drums on their own. Then we'll let that song play forward. Really interesting to hear really what's going on. How much more percussion and extra sound effects and little snaps and claps are all happening in the background that just kind of make the whole sound. It's kind of fun. Let's let the song play out for a little bit though. We'll get back into the groove and then we'll listen to some more.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh.
Quick little stop there, let's back up and just listen to Ren. He's already on his own at the beginning, but when the beat kicks in, we kind of not lose perspective per se, but the instrumentation kicks in and there's a lot more going on. The point here was kind of let Ren be on his own, so let's do that.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy.
Switch that back.
Hey boy! Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go. Take another pill, here, take a couple more. Let's see how you're doing in another week or so. You'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. Derealization, medical patient, losing patience with the process. Walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication. Inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration.
Sorry. Could be a little bit of teasing going on here because I kind of want to break them into their individual sections, so we're going to pause it right there. Just because there's a lot going on the synth side of things, so I thought maybe we should just give a moment just to let that play too. Big fat bass notes. Very interesting. Okay, let's back up a touch. We'll let the song play a little bit again, then we'll pick another section.
Elation, aggravation, building up a toleration. Drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not.
Let's just do a quick little backup. We are going to listen to that part. Gets pretty dramatic, but losing the drama, you know. Without hearing Ren, we kind of lose the drama in it all. So let's let Ren have a turn here.
First thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick?
Back up, Dad.
Sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pic, boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve.
With the whole drama that came after this, with the whole Cujo situation, lines like that became a lot more fitting. The industry is broken. That's the short version. Let's turn on a little bit of Ren. Let him talk on.
I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pic, boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke.
Right there is a really interesting moment where, when it's pulled out on its own, you can really hear that Ren has got the primary vocal going on, but he's also got other background punches in, you know, single words, single lines done differently. So there's at least 2 or 3 takes going on there where he's layered extra layers of his vocals and his lyrics over top of it all. It's very cool to hear that. Back up a touch here.
That's slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Stop it real quick there. I wouldn't mind giving that beat just a quick moment on its own before we let the ending play out with Ren. Still more or less the same beat that we've had going on. Again, probably built from a loop. And just for completion's sake, let's switch over to the background synths. Again, probably mostly built around loops, so a lot of the same vibes going on that we're hearing earlier in the song. Let's let this one go.
At the ending of a bad joke, as the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Ren is never doing the same. He is always changing. He is always doing new things. He is always exploring new genres, new styles, new sounds, new themes. That's one of the things that makes him the genius he is. This was just a small little sample of what the genius is that is Ren. I hope you all enjoyed that fun little journey. And again, just done for fun, just to kind of take things apart and just listen to and appreciate the genius of Ren and what it takes for him to make a song on a very basic level. Thanks for coming along for the ride on this one. Hope to see you all again.